snacker. What the heck am I doing here? It's not even lunchtime.
Sneaky Snackies at Burger King. All items under $3. View the menu at burgerking.ky.
Grand Cayman's biggest one-day family fun day is back. The 55th Cayman Islands Agricultural Society Agriculture Show at the Stacey Watler Agricultural Pavilion in Lower Valley. Ash Wednesday, February 14th. Cooking competition, pony rides, petting zoo, beautiful baby show, Miss Agriculture Queen and Princess competition, lots of local musical entertainment, Roscoe the Mechanical Bull, and so much more. Gates open at 7 a.m. with ample parking. General admission is only $10. Children ages 2 through 11, $5, and under 2 are free. For more information, visit them on Facebook or Instagram at Cayman Agriculture. The 55th Agriculture Show in Lower Valley, Ash Wednesday, February 14th. For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And now, Barbados. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is For the Record.
For the Record. 1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees. So fair. Today's Friday, the 9th day of February 2024, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Ensure that you adjust your driving conditions, your driving to suit the conditions under which you are driving. Be that rainy weather, be it bumper to bumper traffic, or if the roads are fairly clear. We know that when the roads are not so congested, then drivers have a tendency to try to go much faster in their vehicles as well. And there are speed limits on the roads of our island, so you also need to observe those. But remember, if you follow the rules of the road, if you drive defensively, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you either a happy birthday or a belated happy birthday. And we remind you that the For the Record birthday shout-outs, this segment brought to you by Coca-Cola, proud to support your birthday shout-out. Coca-Cola available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. And by Superior Auto. Superior Auto, they keep your car in tune. Call them at 949-9570 or 525-9570. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times, and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing as well. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery. So, folks, I simply want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open this morning. It is the radio voice of Silver Fox, Mr. Paul Lacal, waiting to take your calls. You can call us on our toll-free number provided courtesy of Flow, that toll-free number, 1-800-534-8255. You can also call us on 949-8037 and 949-6990. Email us at talktooc@gmail.com. WhatsApp us 925-3261. Follow us on YouTube by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. And don't forget, we are on Facebook as well. So we welcome you. We want you to join us. This is your radio station. This is your opportunity to be heard. For you, this is the opportunity for you to voice your opinions, give us suggestions, provide feedback, ask questions. As long as it is fit to be aired, we will accommodate it here on Talk Today as well. So let's go and back and look at the For the Record birthday shout-outs brought to you by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola proud to support your birthday shout-outs, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. And by Superior Auto. Superior Auto, they keep your car in tune. Call them at 949-9570 or 525-9571. We're going to start out with the shout-outs, and this is not a birthday one, but Miss Mary Miles and Mr. Bunny Miles celebrated their 52nd wedding anniversary yesterday. So, greetings, belated greetings, even though it was sent to me yesterday, but we didn't have a show yesterday. Belated greetings are coming from their children, Ruth Ann, Chris, Donna, and Tiffany, sons-in-law, Greg, Julian, and Kirby, grandchildren, Aaron, Taj, Tori, Omari, Kai, and Nathan, and from all of the other family members and friends going out, belated happy anniversary greetings to Miss Mary and Mr. Bunny Miles celebrated their 52nd wedding anniversary yesterday. So today we see that Nicholas Washington celebrating a birthday today, and Michelle Ochoa also celebrating a birthday today. And of course, we have birthdays that are being celebrated tomorrow as well. Let me find the ones for tomorrow. Meanwhile, we have here, okay. That's a message in relation to what will be happening today as well. So we will look for tomorrow's birthday shout-outs. And once we find those, we will share those with you as well. Meanwhile, we're going to have guests in the studio at 8:15 this morning. And of course, we will be talking about the agriculture show. And before our guests arrive in the studio, because they're going to be speaking specifically about the show, I will talk a little bit about the history of agriculture show in the Cayman Islands, and I can take you back to February of 1965, and there's an article in the Tradewinds newspaper for February 1965 that spoke about celebrating the third agriculture show. So when you do the calculations, if 1965 was the third, the second would have been in 1964, and the first organized agriculture show then would have been in 1963 with my calculation. So I can take you back to February of 1965. We can look and see what took place in 1966 as well, as far as the agriculture show is concerned. So what we will do, we'll take our first commercial break. Don't forget, the phone lines are open if you want to call in. After this commercial break, we go until 8 o'clock. Then we have our 8 o'clock news, the popular 8 o'clock news here in the Cayman Islands, the only radio station in the Cayman Islands where you get up-to-date news, but not only that, you get it on a regular basis. You know the times to tune in for our news as well. So, Paul, let's take that first commercial break. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Heber Elroy Arch, 1898-1993.
Elroy Arch was born in Georgetown, the second child of James Heber and Virginia Arch. He was a man of many talents: preacher, politician, building contractor, shipwright, butcher, and farmer. With his father and brothers, he built many of the sailing ships whose names are still remembered, including the Wilson, Goldfield, Adams, and Arbutus. The schooners built in the Arch shipyard were used by Caymanian seamen for turtling in the Mosquito Keys and to bring cargo from the foreign ports. Mr. Elroy served as a member of the Assembly of Justices and Vestry from 1939 to 1954, when visitors from the United States discovered Cayman as a vacation destination. Mr. Elroy built the first winter homes and the first hotel on 7 Mile Beach. He and his wife, Bride Nee Bodden, had 2 children. Mr. Elroy had a wealth of knowledge about Cayman's history and loved to tell the stories told to him by his parents and grandparents, and taped many of these accounts for the National Trust and National Archive and the National Museum.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Rotarians, register now for the most exciting Rotary District Conference you imagine. We're busy crafting an amazing Cayman Rotary experience like none other. The flavors, the feel, the fellowship, the music, the color, the memories about to be created. Start your district conference experience now. Complete your registration online today. D7020conference.ky. We waiting, we ready. A message from District Governor David Cocaldi. Rotary, creating hope in the world.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
You don't need to be great to start, but you sure do need to start to be great. We've all been there, the little put when we try to start the car. Starters and alternators will eventually go. When life happens to your car, Superior Auto can save your day. Superior Auto offers complete starter and alternator repair. Superior Auto, 525-9571 or 949-9570. Superior Auto, they keep your car in tune.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
This spring, say hello to Los Angeles. Explore foodie havens, local markets, art exhibitions, cultural shows, theater, you name it. Getting to LA is easy with 2 non-stop flights weekly aboard Cayman Airways. Midweek airfares are now on sale from just $410 CI round trip. Some conditions apply. Check out our socials for more inspiration and visit CaymanAirways.com to book. Sale ends February 14th. Now is the time to see LA your way.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
This Valentine's, Digicel has something special. Join our shared postpaid plan for unlimited data and minutes for both of you. Plus, get 25% off for 6 months. Activate a 5-day Prime bundle for 2 SIMs at $14.99. Enjoy free calling between both and 25% off for 6 months. Make this Valentine's memorable with Digicel Cayman. Visit us today for unlimited connections. Digicel, connecting hearts this Valentine's.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio yet, but we will have representatives from the Agricultural Society in the studio with us at 8:15 to talk about the upcoming agriculture show taking place on Wednesday the 14th, also Valentine's Day. So we will be talking about that. Meanwhile, let's go back. We do have a caller on hold. We will take that caller. I want to go quickly back to the birthday shout out. So we are asked to send out birthday greetings to Mr. Wilbur Welcome, who is celebrating his birthday today. So Miss Jewel sending out birthday greetings to Mr. Wilbur Welcome. And then tomorrow, February the 10th, we have Miss Connie Godette, celebrating birthday. Jacqueline Gale Kelly celebrating a birthday. Frank Ryan celebrating a birthday. Ruby Hides also celebrating a birthday. And Maffey Atwell celebrating a birthday. All celebrating theirs tomorrow, the 10th of February. And of course, we want to wish Mr. Wilbur Welcome a happy birthday today as well. Let's go to the phone lines to our caller. Caller, Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Not too bad. Imagine Valentine's on a holiday. That means I'm not going to get no candies.
You might get a fruit tree instead.
Yeah, I had to buy my own candies. Morning. I want to plead this morning to the pedestrian and walkers. I guess and the riders on the road. As you know, it is extremely darker than normal look like here lately since the time change in America, and we still on our regular time. 6 o'clock is very dark. 6:30 is still pretty dark.
Mm-hmm.
And we got people out here who is in dark clothes, bicycles, not proper lighting. This morning on Linford President Highway, let me tell you something. I just realized how strong my heart is. I had a person that works at Burger King stepped out in front of my moving car, and all I caught was the end of her when she passed the left-hand side of my car.
Wow.
I could not believe it. I could not believe it. So just pleading to the public to please be extra careful out here on these roads and wear something with a reflector, a light on you or something. And I want to speak about our sanitation men. You call them sanitation and we call them garbage men, which is, I think, is so disrespectful. But that's just the low key of the island talk. But I don't think there's anything disrespectful that they mean, in regards to it. But I saw them in my neighborhood yesterday. And I've been asking, why ain't our guys more protected when it comes to the clothing and lighting on them to show who they are out here 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And trying to get the garbage out to put to the road. It could be someone that thinks there's a robber in the area and go and pull out their gun and shoot these people.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because anything is possible these days. You understand? So I want to know what environmental health is doing to protect their workers out here in the dark mornings. No light on them, no reflector of a vest or any sort or any mask on their face. I just think we need something to be done about that. And these pedestrian and the walkers to be more careful and more vigilant and stop taking chances on the road when they see cars coming, especially when it's so dark in the morning. Not because the car likes to run and we got our eyes open, that we're going to see when you step out of a dark area.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So, and I'm going to let you go. Yesterday morning, I called and told Dwayne about it. Yesterday morning, coming on after 6 o'clock, there was this car coming down, flying. Some cars seem like they even slowed down to let this guy pass, or woman pass.
Mm-hmm.
This car, when it got to the meter there, that meter went to 6 to 3.
Wow.
And it was batting like a bit, like it was batting so fast, it was unbelievable. In other words, it went over the limit that I guess the meter can do, the read meter. I don't know what the officers, if anything, is being recorded there.
I don't think so.
Well, it doesn't make sense to have them throughout the island. This morning, the pedestrian up in Walker's Road light is not working. Mother and her children trying to cross. The baby girl trying to hit the light and it wouldn't come on. It has been reported numbers of times that light is not working. But I saw a police officer help made those people cross by stopping as well, too. So I'm hoping that police officer is listening and he'll go and report that school light on Walker's Road there is not working to protect our children and parents and any other person who is trying to cross. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you very much, caller, for that. And just to add to that as well, we see more and more in the stretch from the underrun gas station, service station, to the Hurleys, the Grand Harbor roundabout, where persons are crossing the road. They do so in other areas as well in that stretch where they're crossing 3 lanes, 6 lanes in total, really. It is extremely dangerous. Now, yes, we do understand that there are no pedestrian crosswalks there, but individuals are really, really taking chances when they're trying to walk across those three-lane roads where, like you say, like the caller said some people are driving 60-odd miles an hour. It is extremely, extremely dangerous as well. So very quickly, before we go to our 8 o'clock news. So on the 18th day of February 1965, yes, the Tradewinds newspaper reported that the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society would be staging its 3rd annual show and festival on Ash Wednesday, a public holiday, which fell in 1965 on the 3rd of March. So they say that was the 3rd show and festival. So like I said, then that means that the second was in 64, the first would have been in 1963. The show will be on the grounds of the Cayman High School. The society invites all livestock, agriculture products, handicraft, home products, horticulture, and school exhibits for competition. Prizes would be awarded to the best exhibits, second best, and so on. And it talk about livestock classes, horses, mules, donkeys, goats, pigs. Spoke about agricultural products, and then they also appeal to the ladies and homemakers to support their special classes, home products such as cakes, every variety, pies, preserved pickles, candies, homemade bread and buns, native butter. Didn't know that we had native butter, that butter that was made here. These are always made in Cayman and are oh so good, the writer said. And it spoke about handicraft, display, needlework as well. Pointed out that schools would also be participating. They also had, flowers and flower show at that point in time as well. And it only cost 2 shilling for adults and 1 shilling for children. And they also had some gate prizes as well. And some of the persons who arranged it, so if you need more information, you could, at that time, they could contact Mr. E.U. McManee, who was the president, Mr. Wentworth Borden, the secretary, then Mr. Arthur Ebanks from West Bay, Mr. Craddock Ebanks of North Side, Mr. Warren Connolly of East End, Mr. Lindbergh, Eden of Savannah, or Mr. Logan Borden of Bordentown. If you fail, and if you fail to contact them, they suggested then that you speak to your neighbors about the show as well. But we had the district representatives who you could contact about the agriculture show as well. And Mr. McManee was the driving force between for our first agriculture shows as well. And I remember them quite vividly when it was held at the high school, which was behind the library. And of course, it was just a hop and a jump for me coming through Cutterbush and going there because our house was right there on Shaden Road. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. When we return, we will be discussing the agriculture show. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Radio Cayman time check now, 8:01. This time check brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
Heartfelt hues, Cupid's arrows, I love you. These floral arrangements are gorgeous. Where did they come from?
A secret admirer.
And are those scented candles?
My secret admirer wanted me to smell the love.
Wait, are you sitting on a pile of giant stuffed animals?
Why doesn't my admirer reveal himself?
Your receipt says Foster's.
Foster's? Oh, I love a brand that knows how to treat a lady on Valentine's. Look what my secret admirer got me. He does care.
Foster sure is spreading the love this Valentine's.
Foster's, better because we care.
the voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. A murder trial continues in Grand Court today. Radio Cayman's Jevi Ebanks has more.
Members of the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, including the lead investigator in the case, began their testimony in court this week. Javon James Dixon is accused of murdering Jovan Fuentes in Bordentown in 2021 outside a convenience store. He says he didn't commit the crime, but the man he had given a ride to called Blacks shot and killed Mr. Fuentes. The lead investigator told the courts that after arresting Javon, they tried to confirm the identity of the man or find him, but were not able to do so. The courts also heard from an investigator about phone calls and signals from Mr. Dixon's phone before and after the incident. The trial is scheduled for 4 weeks and is now in its third. Jevi Ebanks, Radio Cayman News.
Emergency services are called to a Cayman Brac location after a man is attacked with a machete. 911 tells Radio Cayman the call came in around 12:15 on Thursday afternoon, reporting that a man had been injured in an assault at Coral Isles Club on South Side West Road. Police and an ambulance attended, with the victim being carried to the hospital for treatment. No official word from police yet on potential arrests, so make sure to keep it locked to Radio Cayman as we follow this developing story. And mark your calendar, Cayman has a big event next week. Here's CIGTV's Simon Boxall.
The Cayman Islands Agricultural Society is thrilled to announce the much-anticipated 55th Annual Agriculture Show, scheduled for Ash Wednesday, February the 14th. The show takes place at the Stacey Watler Agricultural Pavilion in Lower Valley, Bordentown, and the event will run from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. It promises to be a day filled with family-orientated activities showcasing the finest in Cayman farming and agribusiness. This year's theme, Food Security, Everybody's Business, underscores the critical importance of ensuring a reliable and accessible food supply in the face of global challenges. With growing concern about global food security, particularly during emergencies and natural disasters, the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society aligns with the Ministry of Agriculture's efforts to create a local food and nutrition security policy. The event, which is supported by the Department of Agriculture and the Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing and Infrastructure, encourages farmers and attendees to support these initiatives, addressing issues such as food prices, shortages, and nutritional security. For more information and updates, please visit the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society's Facebook page on Facebook/Cayman Agriculture, and also on Instagram at instagram.com/Cayman Agriculture.
Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with Debbie Russ. Independent candidates backed by the jailed Pakistani opposition leader Imran Khan are establishing a clear lead in the official results of the general election. Both Khan and his chief rival, Nawaz Sharif, are claiming victory in a much delayed count. Many of the constituencies yet to declare are in provinces from where Mr Sharif has traditionally drawn his support. At least 4 people have been killed in the violent protests that have followed the court-ordered demolition of a mosque in northern India. Dozens more have been injured. Israeli forces have carried out airstrikes on the city of Rafah in southern Gaza, hours after the US stressed the importance of protecting civilian lives there. More than 1 million displaced people are packed into the city, having fled violence further north. Farmers across Poland have begun coordinated protests against cheap produce flooding in from Ukraine. They plan to block more than 250 roads. The new commander-in-chief of Ukraine's armed forces says they'll have to alter the way they fight if Russia is to be defeated, a day after the dismissal of Valery Zaluzhny. His successor, General Alexander Syrskyi, said there had to be constant innovation. The Constitutional Court in Malaysia has struck down 16 Islamic laws in Kelantan state, including provisions against homosexuality, gambling and the desecration of places of worship. It ruled that competency on such matters rested with the federal parliament. Football fans in Hong Kong are being offered half their ticket money back after Lionel Messi failed to play in an exhibition match. And the world-renowned Japanese conductor Seiji Ozawa has died at the age of 88 of heart failure. He began as a pianist but turned to conducting after breaking 2 fingers as a teenager while playing rugby.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Boddentown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Boddentown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio. Say hello to Los Angeles. Explore foodie havens, local markets, art exhibitions, cultural shows, theater, you name it. Getting to LA is easy with 2 non-stop flights weekly aboard Cayman Airways. Midweek airfares are now on sale from just $410 CI round trip to LA. Some conditions apply. Check out our socials for more inspiration and visit CaymanAirways.com to book. Sale ends February 14th. Now is the time to see LA your way.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat, unlike the no-gets. At KFC, we hand-bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
The 8 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first. Good morning, Cayman. Let's take a look at your weather. Compliments of our friends at CG Britcay. Present temperature still 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds out of the east at 13 miles per hour. Relative humidity about 62%. The barometric pressure still at 30.00 inches and dropping. Fresh easterly winds with moderate to rough seas are expected across the Cayman area for the next 24 hours in association with a high-pressure system over the southeast United States. Our forecast for today calls for partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will rise to the low 80s. Winds will be east at 15 to 20 knots. Seas will be moderate to rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. Small craft should exercise caution over the open waters. Later on tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the low 70s. Winds will be east at 15 to 20 knots. Seas will be moderate with wave heights of Seas will be moderate to rough with wave heights of 4 to 6 feet. Small craft continue to exercise caution over the open waters. High tide is coming up in the next hour at 9:32. It's going to be low at 3:43 this afternoon and high at 9:20 tonight. The outlook is for similar weather through Sunday morning. That, my friends, is your latest weather.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Britcay. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
And by National Road Safety. Be empowered. Help make our roads safe. Take the road to zero. Say no more to road fatalities in 2024.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
All right, morning. Let's quickly take a look at the traffic situation here in Cayman. Of course, lots of traffic still pouring in from the eastern districts. Trying to get the camera to focus on the Butterfield roundabout at the moment. Still a little bit of northward bound traffic coming from Thomas Russell Way up to the Butterfield roundabout. Some light traffic coming off the SLE Tibbetts as well. North Sound Road seeing the majority of traffic. Some traffic flowing into Godfrey Nixon Way. And looking at the Eastern Avenue area, we got moderate traffic along the Eastern Avenue. Most streets in Georgetown, Edward Street looking fair to find. Seafarers Way, Norchurch Street, Southchurch Streets. We have 1 cruise ship in the Georgetown area, so look out for visiting pedestrians. They'll be walking around in the Georgetown area. West Bay Road looking out from the Ritz-Carlton. We have a bit of a road construction going on there, so be cautious getting into the lane and continuing on into the Georgetown area, where we do see some slow-moving traffic in some instances, and then starts to move a little more freer then. Of course, looking at the east-west arterial section, traffic seems to have eased up, but of course getting closer to the Red Bay roundabout, still have some traffic in that area. Trying to get into the respective lane as you continue through South Sound. Those going through the Linford Pearson and Crew Road, yes, still will experience some traffic in that area. Bobby Thompson Way, similar with traffic. Of course, this all dissipates as the morning progresses. Going through South Sound, of course, yes, you'll run into some traffic, especially along Walker's Road and through Southchurch Street as you feed your way into the inner streets of Georgetown. Cayman Braga, Little Cayman, looking nice this time of the morning with very minimal traffic. Buckle up, stay safe, my friends. That's your latest traffic report.
Speeding is the highest cause of fatalities on Cayman's roads.
Brother, watch how fast my new car goes. Got it.
But what if
he hadn't been speeding?
His friends hadn't been encouraging him.
What if we all just took the time to slow down and think? What if, as a community, we rose to the challenge of keeping our roads safe?
What if we all walked the road to zero
and decided no more in 2024?
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
And by National Road Safety. Be empowered. Help make our roads safe. Take the road to zero. Say no more to road fatalities in 2024.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
Remember, coming up on February 14th, the return of the Cayman Islands Agriculture Show, 55 years strong. Bring the kids and tire them out so you can enjoy your Valentine's Date night. Ash Wednesday, February 14th. Visit them on Facebook or at CaymanAgriculture.com.
For the Record with Orett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're going to be talking about the agriculture show, and we have one representative from the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society, Miss Margin Ebanks Fellows. if you know anything about agriculture, you know her as well. She's been around there for quite a while. And we will be joined by Mr. James Gary, and he will be managing entertainment for the show this year as well. So, Ms. Margine, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. How are you this morning, sir?
I am fine. I'm fine. How are you? You must be extremely busy making all the preparations and everything for the show.
Very, very busy. I'm doing days, I'm doing nights, making sure everything is in place and getting done. And we're getting ready to put down tents over the weekend. So our grounds is about to become transformed.
And so first of all, we'll remind all of our listeners of the date that the agriculture show will be taking place, at the time. You would want to, I'm sure, also remind those persons who will be participating, displaying the date timelines that they need to be there and everything. So the mic is yours. Go right ahead and let's talk about the agriculture show.
Okay, so those of you who are registering your livestock, today is the deadline. Forms can be obtained from the Department of Agriculture. There are also some satellite locations, Mr. Clifford Powery and Mr. Scott in East End. But you need to get those forms in by today, 5 o'clock, to register your livestock. Registration of the displayed items, which those of you who like to display your produce, you know, the big roots of cassava, the nice pawpaw, pumpkin, cakes, straw work, artwork, woodwork, horticultural plant display. Those, we're taking registration on those on Tuesday night after 2 p.m. until 10 p.m. And we need to cut off at 10 p.m. It's important because then we have to get our team that's going to lay those out for judging first thing in the morning. Otherwise than that, we have lots of vendors. There's the Market Street that's very popular. We have up to 36 vendors this year. And that ranges anything from locally made herbal shampoos to fruit juices, which seems to be a popular thing. Lots of coconut water will be available. We have 2 coconut vendors, so you can actually get your fresh coconut cut. We have jerk people there. We have barbecue. We even have an addition of some Hispanic cuisine available. And the local food vendors, we have 16 food vendors with local food. We have the lady that does the breadfruit tacos. This is her first time at it, but she's coming in, and you can sample some of her food, purchase from her. And then the district displays, they'll be there, and that's a competition that's going to be judged first thing Wednesday morning.
Mm-hmm. So the judging will start at what time?
All of our judging starts at about 7 o'clock in the morning.
And the gates will open at
7 o'clock in the morning.
7 o'clock as well.
And Department of Agriculture, of course, will be there. We also have other plant nurseries selling horticultural and agricultural plants.
Now, we know that some people have a tendency to want to get there early to beat the rush. Now, it is always a well-attended occasion, the agriculture show. With it falling on Valentine's Day, it'll probably be even more interesting as well. Can we talk a little bit about the plans that are made, in terms of managing the traffic flow in and out of the agriculture? Talk about the collaboration with the society and the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. Talk a little bit about the alternate modes of transportation that you will have as well, in terms of if parking is filled at the grounds itself, these are the satellite parking areas as well.
Okay, so yes, as usual, our parking lots closer to the grounds will fill up very quickly. We have parking on Lottery Road. We have 2 large sites there. There's going to be another in Agricola. Once those are filled, and we will be keeping the public abreast of when parking lots are filled, both on social media and over the air, thanks to Radio Cayman, for instance, and their support. So once those are filled up, there's satellite parking spaces. We have some confirmed on Jason Avenue, which is, everybody knows, is in front of Miss Heather's house and that area. And we have confirmed the SDA parking space, the Savannah SDA.
Seventh-day Adventist.
Right, the Savannah Seventh-day Adventist Church. And we're just waiting the formal approval for the spots location and hopefully an approval up in Bodden Town to accommodate our eastern districts. There will be a shuttle transfer, so we are offering the park and ride for our attendees. With regards to traffic, we have been working very closely with the traffic department. They will be implementing some routes that or additional lanes to accommodate, ensuring that there's a continuous flow of traffic, that we won't have a backlog too much.
And if we had that little extension from Hearst Road going at least to Breadfruit Walk, that would have helped, somewhat for this particular occasion. But I'm sure that the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service have learned from past events as well, and we would hope and trust that they would have it perfected by now.
We hope so. We're depending on their expertise, and our head of traffic and security, he has been working really closely with them, because we know that this is a major area that needs focus, and we want to make sure that everybody gets in quickly, can attend the show, meet and greet family, just hang around, watch our stage. We have various stage performers on there, and just have a good day and just leave the compound with no issues.
Okay, so you mentioned entertainment, and of course we have in the studio with us Mrs. James Gary, who is going to be in charge of managing the entertainment for this year's show as well. I remember when I was cabinet secretary, I was the MC for one of the shows. It was sort of challenging at first, but it was really starting with the opening ceremony and everything. It was really great. So, Mr. Gary, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. This is my first time having you on the show. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Let's talk about your role and the entertainment part of it. And we can start from the get-go, from the opening, what will take place, some of the dignitaries who will be there as well, and what can we expect?
Well, so my role as morning is Cayman Morning, everyone, is just to sort of direct the creativity for the day. So what I've done is put sort of a team together to handle the visual aspect, the sound. We've been dealing with the marketing as well too, and have Miss Mona Mead on team. She'll be emceeing the event, and has dealt a lot with the marketing. So
Mona Lisa?
Yes. So I was just tasked to put a team together, and we've done so. And so we have quite a few elements. We have obviously, as you know, the opening ceremony. Have a few persons singing there. A few speeches will happen, and a bit of entertainment during the opening ceremony. And as we know, each year you have the parade of flags, and you have the marching that goes on. So been orchestrating that, so that will be very good. And the part that I'm most excited about is actually the sound for the day and the entertainment lineup. So we're doing full bands on the stage throughout the day. We obviously have other elements such as the baby show that happens every year, and the agricultural queen, is it Queen and King Princess, that happening, which happens every year, in addition to what we already have with live bands throughout the day, actually. So we're setting it up a little bit different now. Bands are playing for essentially every hour on the hour, and then in between that we have some switchovers and some awards happening. But it's my first year on board with the agriculture show, and we've been working pretty hard to ensure that we have solid sound, great entertainment, and something that people will remember as time goes on.
So for the entire show, there will be continuous entertainment.
Yeah, some form of entertainment. So after we're starting the ceremony a little bit later this year, starting it at 10 a.m. But right after that happens, it's just activity after activity. We have the baby show first coming up, and then we have 2 live performances by bands. In between those bands, obviously, we're doing awards and different stuff that the Ag Society is doing just to keep a continuous flow of service going on. Then we have the competition, and all that. While all that's going on, you have all the other activities that are happening on the ground. So people will be well engaged, you know. And then we'll have background music playing whenever there's any pauses or breaks or transitions, and that's what our team is really working to ensure that we have something going on all day.
Okay, and we know that many families look forward to having their young children there as well. What do we have? We know in the past, well, you used to have the play areas and stuff like that. I have to admit I didn't go to the last one, so I'm not familiar with what took place. But as far as family activities, bringing the youngsters there, what do you have to offer for them?
In the kids area, we will be having a petting zoo. We have 2 farmers confirmed to support the petting zoo, so you can come there and actually make contact with kid goats specifically. And we have someone that will be overseeing the kids area. The usual carnival, you know, balloon pop, ring toss, that kind of thing. We hope to have a movie area for the kids. They can watch a movie and have popcorn. There's hopefully the dunk tank is going to be there, Bunsen Castle. And there's the go-kart. I understand that was like yourself. I did not get to attend last year's show, but I understand that the go-kart was a big hit, so they're back this year.
Okay.
And it was nice. We actually have a young Caymanian coming in, and she's going to try her hand at doing a carnival game. And I was encouraged to have someone show an interest to, you know, be a part of the show like that. And we have the obstacle courses back, and there's a basketball throw game that will be back for. So we have a fair amount of entertainment. I'm sure the parents will appreciate the kids being tired at the end of the day. They might not care to be so broke at the end of the day, but that's what the show is about. It's a time to come out and have fun and, you know, just let your kids be kids in that arena.
Okay, we're going to take our first commercial break. I want to remind you that I have in the studio with me this morning Miss Marjane Ebanks Fellows, who's the administrative manager at the Cayman Islands Agricultural Society, and Mr. James Gary, who has been, this is his first time around, he said, as far as managing the entertainment segment for the agriculture show taking place this coming Wednesday, the 14th of February at the I would call it the agriculture ground, but it's called the Stacey Watler Agricultural Pavilion as well. We're going to have 2 tickets also that we're going to be giving away during the course of the show. We're going to ask, have a question, 1 question for each ticket. That will take place later on in the show, so folks, don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
This spring, say hello to Los Angeles. Explore foodie havens, local markets, art exhibitions, cultural shows, theater, you name it. Getting to LA is easy with 2 non-stop flights weekly aboard Cayman Airways. Midweek airfares are now on sale from just $410 CI round trip. Some conditions apply. Check out our socials for more inspiration and visit CaymanAirways.com to book. Sale ends February 14th. Now is the time to see LA your way.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our Custom Closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
This Valentine's, Digicel has something special. Join our shared postpaid plan for unlimited data and minutes for both of you. Plus, get 25% off for 6 months. Activate a 5-day Prime bundle for 2 SIMs at $14.99. Enjoy free calling between both and 25% off for 6 months. Make this Valentine's memorable with Digicel Cayman. Visit us today for unlimited connections. Digicel, connecting hearts this Valentine's.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. My pleasure to have in the studio with me this morning the Administrative Manager for the Cayman Islands Agriculture Society, Ms. Marjane Ebanks Fellows, and Mr. James Gary, who's managing the entertainment segment for our agriculture show taking place next week, Wednesday, the 14th of February at the Stacey Watler Agricultural Pavilion. Let's talk some more, about the show and what people can expect as well. I would imagine that based on the interest that we're continuing to see with persons, backyard farmers, persons craving for more local products. I know, for instance, I give you a little anecdote here. People talk about the wild chickens and stuff like that. Well, they're still around. So I found one that was nesting. And when I found the nest, it was right in my cluster of leaf of life, a big cluster of that. And spotted it, and it had about a half a dozen eggs in it. Took them out. I was told to leave one egg in there so that she would go back. And every time I go, it's about 2 or 3 eggs, and then I'll take them out. And when I eat those eggs in the morning, they taste completely different from what is purchased in the store. And maybe even some of those that are produced locally as well. Such a huge difference. So that is one example of what we can do locally. We can grow what we eat, and we eat what we grow. And this agriculture show is a part of encouraging that as well, I would imagine.
Definitely. We encourage any form of agriculture. There are some people who, as we locals say, their hand not good, but they're willing to try something. We have found an increase in backyard farming. People, especially during COVID, one of the things they did to keep themselves occupied was they started growing their own herbs, they started growing their own produce. And then all of a sudden, I remember somebody calling to say, okay, what do I need to build my own fowl coop? So people started realizing the need to have an interest in agriculture and growing their own things that you referred to, know what you grow and know what you eat. That then sort of allows them to move into, they get the interest, and we see that we've had backyard farmers turn to what, through the agricultural farmers registration program, then you get into the commercial level. So we do have quite a bit of commercial farmers with not only just produce, the livestock, but also eggs has become something that's, we have quite a number of egg farmers, and those, of course, are supported and monitored by the Department of Agriculture. So, yes, definitely there has been an increase. There's been an increase in demand for locally grown things. People want to know that it is locally grown and that, you don't have to go through the whole, while you still have to do treatments, yes, and you still need to ensure that the product is well, it's a good quality product. There's less chemicals being used because locally grown, it's not imported. So the demand has definitely grown. I mean, there's the farmers market, there's the market that happens down at Kamana Bay, and these producers, they have quite a large clientele base. So a lot of those are who we will be having at the market street, and they'll be ready to sell their produce to anyone that cares to buy that day.
Okay. One of our listeners had a question in relation to the agriculture society as opposed to the agriculture department. If you could explain the difference between the two, if there is.
There is a major difference. The Department of Agriculture is, of course, a government department, and they're there to support the people of the Cayman Islands with relation to any agricultural aspect, whether it's livestock, specifically large animal, produce, or agricultural. The agricultural side, as you know, you can purchase seedlings, you can purchase fruit trees there from their nursery. There is also the sales section, and they're the ones that sell feed and whether you need chemicals, insecticides, pesticides, and also fertilizers. So they have that aspect. They also monitor the import and export of live plant products and live animals, and they're the only place that you can, of course, get your rabies vaccine administered. When it comes to the society, our society is exactly what it is. It's a farmers' society where we have a membership, and the purpose of the society is to hear the farmers' needs and be a conduit between them and the government. It takes a lot of effort. Each farmer's needs is of course very important to them, so we need to hear them, work it through, find what we think would be a solution and present it to the government to get their support. We are extremely grateful. We have, throughout the years, we have had an extremely supportive government when it comes to agriculture, and the current minister is extremely supportive of trying to get agriculture to move to the next level in the Cayman Islands. So the society is just generally, it's a place where the farmers can come together, talk about their accomplishments, and voice their needs, and be the society can be the conduit for the farmer to the government.
Okay. And can you talk a little bit about some of the institutional knowledge that you have, within your organization? We know some very popular names who are still involved in agriculture, maybe in the background, or maybe they're running their own enterprises now as far as agriculture is concerned. But how has that institutional knowledge helped the society to move to a different level, as far as supplying the islands?
When you say names like Mr. Hamlin Stevenson and Mr. Harvey Stevenson, a name like John, the Bawdens, the Hubert J.
And
I was going to say Mr. John Bothwell, who was a pioneer in livestock in the Cayman Islands. The department's building is named after him. These are members of the Cayman Islands that they were like foundation people, and from there we've moved on, and to drop some names, Mr. Rudy Miles, who's an egg farmer, Mr. Kent Rankin, another major farmer, not only in just livestock, but he also produce, and his farm is still thriving. You can still go to his outlet and purchase, in Baden Town. And of course there's the meat side of it. Years ago we did have a poultry farm, but didn't last long. And I think years ago, Mr. O.C., there was even a milk. We even had you remember? We used to have
yes.
delivering milk on island, I can remember.
Well, in the early days, if Mr. Thomas Borden is listening, his father, Mr. Will T. Borden, used to produce milk, and you could purchase milk from him, as well. I know persons who talk about the fact that they used to deliver, milk.
Yes, sir. And we have big farmers like Mr. Willie and Miss Almalee in Northside, who they're not only just livestock farmers. Everybody knows Mr. Willie's famous for his pigs, but they have a huge mango farm. There's produce, but there's also the byproduct, the jams, the jellies, the drinks. So we've seen a lot of people, expanding from just growing stuff to doing the value added, the making the jams, making the jellies. And we've actually seen where people we've gone from the old school bottling, where you used the bottle and washed it out and reused it and put jam jelly in it. We have now stepped up the game, so to speak, where they are doing proper labeling and proper barcoding so that these products can be put in the store. And it's encouraging to see people with a genuine interest to improve their product.
And a lot of these products we will see at the agriculture show on Wednesday.
The task, and that sounds like it's hard work, but it truly it takes time to deal with this. But to see the different vendors come in, and to see that we have all of this stuff happening on the island, and yes, come out on Wednesday and support them and buy from them. Young children doing their craft and selling it, people with jams, like I said earlier, jams, jellies, fruit juices seems to be an item that's a hot commodity. I think our sodas sales even went down because it was so much fruit juices, and people want the local fruit juices and local veg juices. So, and coconut water is, everybody loves coconut water, whether it's in a coconut or in a bottle.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to take a commercial break again. When we return, we want to talk a little bit more about entertainment as well. And I'm curious to know whether or not there's going to be any after the show is over, whether or not there's going to be further entertainment as well. We know 1 year, for instance, I believe there was a gospel concert that was held after the show, fireworks and everything else. Want to hear more from Mr. James Gary on that. We also have a caller, so after we return from the commercial break, we're going to take the caller as well. Caller, don't hang up. Just hang in there. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN Money Transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
For the Record with Orett Connor.
That was a second. Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We do have a caller on hold. Just to remind you, in the studio this morning with me talking about the upcoming agriculture show, Miss Margin Ebanks Fellows, who is the manager for the Agriculture Society, and Mr. James Gary, who is managing the entertainment for the agriculture show on Wednesday. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Orett Connor.
Good morning, caller. How are you?
Okay, and you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, and good morning to you guys also.
Paul, are you hearing now? Nothing? We've lost some of the sound on the headphones here. Go right ahead, call. You can hear?
I can.
You can?
Yeah, good.
Go ahead, caller.
I'll give her mine. Yeah, good morning to you guys also.
Just repeat it, because I just got the tail end there.
Yes, he's just saying good morning. So
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, you all work for the agriculture department?
No, we don't, sir.
What department do you all work with?
I work with the Agricultural Society. Mr. Gary is his own entrepreneur. He is an entertainment person.
Okay. Well, all the land that the government has in East End, and all the wild roosters and hens that I see in the Cayman Islands, is it possible for the government to have people catch these wild hens and roosters and start a farm in East End by purging out these roosters and hens and starting a farm that our people are able to buy these local hens and roosters, which I believe are healthier? than the ones that we're getting from overseas, and to also build structures that in case of a hurricane, that they'll be safe. And also when it comes to farming, the government has enough land in East End that they're able to start indoor farming. I mean, the idea of people doing backyard farming is okay. But if we have a serious hurricane, all that backyard farming will be totally destroyed. So if the government is able to start farming by doing so indoors, that in case of a hurricane comes, we're still able to have all those things that we have grown. But the government has to build buildings with high foundations in case of a hurricane and flooding. But I think doing it this way and the government spending their money in this way is the wisest way forward for us. If we're talking about farming here in the Cayman Islands, and if they're serious about it, they're able to build buildings that they're able to have a sunroof, that the plants are able to get sunlight, and they're able to build a roof that when we have rain, that they're able to, the water is able to get in and fall on the plants inside the building. All these things can be done if government is serious. The government needs to get serious when it comes to things such as concessions. They take poor people's money and give it to the rich. And things like this we need in our country, as I just mentioned. But then when we ask the government to do things such as this, they talk about they don't have the money. But yet, when it comes to concessions, they take poor people's money, our money, and give it to the rich. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller, as well. Don't know if any of you want to respond to it. You explained earlier that represent the Agricultural Society, which is completely different from the Agriculture Department, which is a governmental department.
Right. I mean, I would encourage the caller. He seems to have some interesting ideas. I would encourage him, especially if he's interested in farming, to join the society and be a part of a group that will lobby to the government with concepts, ideas that will improve and protect agricultural entities and the Cayman Islands. So caller, the number is 947-3696. You can send an email to ciagriculturalsociety@gmail.com if you would like to join us. We welcome people. We want to make the society grow and be somewhere where our farmers can come and let their voice be heard.
Yep. And we've heard the Minister J.E. Banks, talk about the land in East End that is being prepared, subdivided, and I think they're 1 acre lots that people will be able to use. And we would hope that there is some linkage between the ownership and the activities of those farmers there to encourage them to link up with the Agricultural Society as well. Because at the end of the day, we hear the caller talking about government's responsibilities and what he wants the government to do. But there are things that government can pass on to the private sector, to do as well, while encouraging them to do that. So we would hope that there's maybe some link, between the awarding of those lands and some obligation for them to be involved with the Agricultural Society as well.
The society has been part of the committee that is working on that project. So we are aware, and we do get to make input into the plan of the East End project, agro project. But like you said, the government's responsibility and their efforts. It's important, definitely needed, but the onus also falls on the farmer, or the onus also falls on the resident to participate in it. You know, it's one thing to say we need, but we also need to be involved, and that will give the government a reason to push forward. We have to show the interest.
Yep.
We have to want to achieve, so that it will give them something to, well, okay, they've shown the interest, so we now have to respond accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Segura, we promised we would talk about entertainment. I'm made to understand that after the show is over this year, there won't be any entertainment following that, like we've had shows in the past, but there may be something coming on later as well. We can talk a little bit about that if you want, but again, refocus on the show itself and the type of entertainment that will be provided there.
For the show itself, as we said, we're going to have some level of entertainment happening on the hour, every hour. Starting with the live performers, we're running all live bands for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So our first act up, our first live performer will be Mrs. Stuart Wilson, well-known icon in music, in local music in the Cayman Islands and internationally as well. Myself will be performing. I have a live band, and I've been performing for a while. We also have Mr. Dan Ebanks, who, as many in Cayman know, is one of Cayman's signed recording artists. He spent some time away in Spain, and he's back. He's back in Cayman now, just like myself, pursuing music full time. And then we also have Mr. Notch, who will be performing as well too. And because there's so many activities going on and so much that happens in between the activities, we've not run performances in our. People will be performing about 40 minutes, and then we're doing changeovers to make sure that we have things going smoothly. Right? We have Mr. Jerick and Daya on sound. And that team, and then a young Caymanian from Koga Productions, Mr. Joshua McField, dealing with the visuals. We also have dances coming through from the Cayman Islands National Dance Company.
Great.
Also, Dream Chasers will be in attendance dancing as well too. And we have two young ladies who will be performing the national song and national anthem. I'm a big believer in providing spaces where creatives can showcase themselves and utilizing different types of people for different types of events. So I'm looking forward for all these people to be showcased, the bands, the great time we're going to have, the dance, and incorporating everything together.
Okay. We've reached the top of the news, top of the hour, headline news at 9 o'clock. When we return, what we're going to do, I'm going to throw this out there now, Paul. Ms. Margin, you want to do the two tickets all in, with one question, or you want to do two questions? So we have one ticket for the entrance into the agriculture show. The question is to name one member of our Legislative Assembly, one cabinet member, excluding the current one, because we all know who the current Minister for Agriculture, and tell us, give us the name.
I've got two names. I think two names.
The names, the names of at least two former ministers of agriculture in the Cayman Islands, and we're going to take the calls as they come in. And the person who has the correct answer will win a ticket to the agriculture show. Folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
22 trainees from the Construction Trades Training Center of the Public Works Department have crossed the stage. Thursday night's graduates have critical knowledge now and expertise in various trades, including carpentry, plumbing, masonry, maintenance and repairs, electrical works, and building and construction management. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has won the Nevada Republican caucus by a large margin. The only other person whose name was on the ballot was Ryan Binkley, a pastor and businessman. It means Mr. Trump will take all 27 delegates from Nevada, the system used by the parties to determine their presidential candidate. Initial results showed the former president gaining over 99% of the primary vote. The U.S. Supreme Court appeared skeptical of Colorado's move to bar Donald Trump from the state's presidential primary during tough questioning on Thursday. The ex-president was removed from the ballot by Colorado's top court in December under the 14th Amendment. At the hearing, justices grilled the attorney defending the move about its constitutionality, its real-world consequences, and defining, quote, insurrection. It's unclear when the court will rule. Those are your headlines. I'm Carsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
When you have a sports or fitness-related injury, trust the expertise of the HSA's Sports and Exercise Medicine Clinic to get you back in the game. Our internationally trained and certified physicians specialize in sports traumatology, sports medicine, pain management, and orthopedic surgery. For treatment of common injuries such as tendonitis, arthritis, tennis elbow, rotator cuff, or knee tears, schedule a consultation with the Sports and Exercise Medicine Clinic at Smith Road Medical Center by calling 949-8600 or visit hsa.ky for more information.
With Orett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We're talking about the upcoming agriculture show taking place at the Stacy Watler Pavilion in Lower Valley. In the studio with me, we have the administrative manager of the Cayman Islands Agriculture Society, Ms. Margene Ebanks Fellows, and Mr. James Gary, who is in charge of entertainment at the agriculture show this coming Wednesday, the 14th of February. The question out there, if you want to win a ticket, the entrance fee is what, $10
adults, $5 for children between 2 and 11.
Okay.
And children under 2 and senior citizens over 65 is free.
Okay. So you have an opportunity to win a ticket. If you can provide us with the names of 2 former ministers of agriculture here in the Cayman Islands. Meanwhile, I'm going to throw the mic back over to you, Ms. Margene.
Just want to put out some information out there. For the Beautiful Baby Show, we want to give you the numbers in case you want to enter your young one from the ages of 0 to 48 months. The contact person is Miss Zeta. Everybody knows Miss Zeta in the Cayman Islands. Miss Zeta, and her email address is Zeta, Z-A-E-T-A, Cayman1, the number 1, at gmail.com. Or you can call Ms. Zeta at 929-9932. Moving on, we have the information. I want to make a note right now that we do want the public to be aware of the fact that there will be no dogs allowed on compound unless the dog is a service animal, and we of course want it to have its necessary identification that it is a service animal. We will not be encouraging whether it's on a leash or muzzled or anything. It's major concerns for our livestock that will be on display. They tend to agitate and make them nervous, and we certainly don't want any issues happening at the show.
Okay, that's important for people to take note of that as well. We don't want them to get irate and upset when they get there and they're not allowed to, have their dogs in as well. Mr. Gary, you wanted to say something?
Yes, I just wanted to let the public know that while we are sharing information here, and we'll leave some with you, Mr. Connor, that all of this information can be found for the social media savvy persons.
Okay.
On Instagram, and the tag for the Instagram is Cayman Agriculture, and that's on Instagram. And then there's also the Society's page on Facebook, where people can find updates about the show and all of this information. All right.
Okay, so we do have a caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Are you have comments, or are you answering the question in relation to two former ministers of agriculture in the Cayman Islands?
Hi, good morning. I'm going to do all two, make a comment, and go for the answers for the previous agricultural ministers.
Okay.
I just wanted to say good job to the people who are putting together the show. I usually enjoy it. My grandfather and grandmother have been participants in the show and won lots of livestock prizes in the past. So it's always an enjoyable time, and I'm trying to see if I can make it out this year, and looking forward to some of the stuff there. Hopefully the traffic is managed, as you guys have been saying, and it's not going to be gridlocked the whole way, but still something to look forward to. In terms of the ministers, the Honorable Kurt Tibbetts was one of the past agricultural ministers, and our current premier used to be a former agriculture minister, Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly.
You are correct. You are correct in relation to both of them as well. Okay, we're going to ask you to leave your details with Paul, and he will then pass them on to Miss Margine, and she will then ensure that you get your ticket. I want to thank you very much. Anything else you want to share with us?
No, just all the best. Hopefully the weather is a cooler day, not necessarily a rainy day, but hopefully the weather is cooperating as well with all the plans that the organizers are putting on, and hopefully everybody has a enjoyable time.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, caller. Paul, you want to put through the other caller as well? Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, the caller ahead of me, he know the answers, so I was answering the same. But I want to say something here. Really, I appreciate the Department of Agriculture. They are doing a fantastic job for the agriculture in the island. I think the new acting director is very professional, experienced, and he deserves to be the official director. Today we just asking the Honorable Premier Juliana O'Connor to appoint him official director of agriculture. I think the years show that we have developed in agriculture in the island. I think it's moving forward. I see we are moving in the right direction in agriculture. I see more people doing farming, going to farming. So we are in the right direction to see better agriculture in Cayman. And I thank the Conrad Minister of Agriculture, Mr. J.E. Banks. He's doing a fantastic job in agriculture in general. And I think we have a very great minister today. Also, I thank him for his work in the district of Northside. It's a different district today, and we need to see more development in agriculture. I thank again the acting director of agriculture and the staff and all the professionals in agriculture. They are doing fantastic job. I see them visiting farms, and they're doing very fantastic job. Thank you, and have a good day.
Thank you very much, caller. Thank you very much for that. Before we go to our next commercial break, one of our listeners wanted to know whether or not that there will be the popular gate raffle again that usually takes place.
Unfortunately, we were not able to do the gate raffle this year. We do have lots of prizes coming in as prizes for the gate.
Okay.
We hope that by next year we can be on target to bring it back and offer it to the public. It seems that it is a popular item. So hopefully next year we will have that back for our people.
Okay, Paul, we're going to take the early commercial break. When we return, we're going to continue to converse. Folks, can you stay until 9:30 with us? Another 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yes, because we have another question that we want to put out there to our audience as well. So, folks, please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
So much happening so fast, too much. It is hard for me to follow my health care instructions. The private counseling with West Bay Pharmacy literally saved my life.
At West Bay Pharmacy, we know how complex medications can be. Our pharmacists are delighted to offer you personalized one-on-one healthcare counseling, free medication review, therapeutic callbacks, and we will liaise with your physician to ensure you receive the best in quality medical care.
Quality of life has a whole new meaning with the right pharmacy to support you. Thank you, West Bay Pharmacy.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner. Now you can WhatsApp your West Bay Pharmacy prescriptions to 516-0777.
This spring, say hello to Los Angeles. Explore foodie havens, local markets, art exhibitions, cultural shows, theater, you name it. Getting to LA is easy with 2 non-stop flights weekly aboard Cayman Airways. Midweek airfares are now on sale from just $410 CI round trip. Some conditions apply. Check out our socials for more inspiration and visit CaymanAirways.com to book. Sale ends February 14th. Now is the time to see LA your way.
This Valentine's, Digicel has something special. Join our shared postpaid plan for unlimited data and minutes for both of you. Plus, get 25% off for 6 months. Activate a 5-day Prime bundle for 2 SIMs at $14.99. Enjoy free calling between both and 25% off for 6 months. Make this Valentine's memorable with Digicel Cayman. Visit us today for unlimited connections. Digicel, connecting hearts this Valentine's.
Water Authority Cayman wishes to advise its customers of a planned service interruption on Patrick's Avenue on Sunday 11th of February to facilitate infrastructure works in the area. Service will be interrupted between 2:30 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. and will impact customers in the Patrick's Island subdivision. The Water Authority appreciates the patience and understanding of its customers and the public as it upgrades its water infrastructure and apologizes for any inconvenience caused.
For the record, with Orett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We have a couple of birthday shout-outs that we didn't do earlier, so we're going to try to squeeze them in now as well. Paul, can you play both of those for us, please?
I love. This message is from Kelly and Ruth. This message is for Albert Hislop, the best papa in the entire world, on his 86th birthday.
And this message is to the best father in the world, Albert Hislop, on his 86th birthday. We love you lots, Papa. We send all our love.
This message is from Kelly and Ruth.
Morning, Mr. O.C. Can you please wish a happy special 17th birthday to my grandson, Cito Russell, from his grandma, Donna Bryan, and all his siblings, his 12 siblings, and all of his cousins, uncles, and aunts, and his mommy too. God bless you. Thank you.
Okay, we want to thank those callers and Ms. Margie and Mr. Albert Hislop. Yes. Long time farmer, very popular farmer as
That's
well.
mangoes.
Yes. Okay. Let's see if we have any other questions in relation to the agricultural show. But in the meantime, Ms. Margin, I want you to be able to dispense of any additional information that you need to get out there. Go right ahead.
Some contact information for people who are interested in participating in the Miss Agricultural Queen and Princess competition. This is going to be done, the crowning will be done on stage at the show between 2 and 3. Registration's open to the Queen category is 15 and up, and the Princess between 5 and 14 years of age. The information is on our social media. It's on our social media pages at Cayman Agriculture, and you can contact 323-1616, or you can send an email to caymanagcrown@gmail.com. We encourage our young ladies to join. This is something that we have plans that will grow in the future, and we have lots of dreams for the persons that enter this contest, because we'd like to encourage young Caymanians to look at agriculture as a career. And I know Mr. Osid probably, that's another whole category that he will open up on and want to discuss, but there are so many career opportunities in agriculture. I think growing up, for me, you had this concept that it was going in land and planting your cassava and planting your pumpkins and watermelons, and to use some of the words that our older folks used. But there are so many so many careers in agriculture. There's agronomists, there's there's the economist side of it, because you got to know the numbers. Numbers are important. How much do you need to grow in order to operate on a profit? And I wish I had numbers that I could tell you how much we are producing in Ireland. And there's of course the vet side, which our young people tend to lean to, but that produce side is important. We need the interest on that side. There are technicians, there's the scientific assistants, lab technicians. All of these are careers that our young people can go into. Entomology. I mean, people might not realize how important the study of bugs are and insects, the impact that it has on agriculture. There's another career that someone could take up. So, we have dreams for this contest to spread it out and make it far-reaching and make it beneficial to agriculture in the future.
Okay, I'm going to throw the next question out, and the Agriculture Pavilion. We know that it is named the Stacey Watler Agriculture Pavilion. This one is fairly easy. First part of it, name the family who donated the property, the land, for where the current agriculture grounds are located. And in addition to that, I want you to name at least 2 members of that particular family as well. So you have to give us the name of the family, that would be the surname, and then the names of 2 members of that family as well. So, Ms. Margin, talking about the various areas of agriculture, and we know in the 60s, Mr. Vernon Bernard, and I have to declare an interest, family, okay. As well. He was one of the first Caymanians to go abroad and for educational purposes, training as an agricultural officer. And then we had Mr. Telford Miller. I think Telford did his in Guyana. I remember him talking, about his days in Guyana as well. Want to comment?
We have had some since then.
Okay.
Mr. Clint Myrie out of the BRAC who went across to Guyana. I'm gonna cough. Sorry. And also we've had students go across. There's a young lady that was sent over to study entomology, which is why I brought that up just now. I apologize for the cough. But and we do have some local veterinarians, Dr. Tiffany Chisholm, who works at the department, Dr. Ashley McLaughlin. Additionally, on the agricultural crop side, Mr. Giovanni Meyer, I think he's Meyer Smith, who is a young Caymanian studying there. So we do have people that are out there studying and coming back and holding jobs within the agricultural arena.
Okay. Before you go, you can press that button right there when you want to, and he can mute it for you.
Okay, great.
We will also have some delegations, or at least one delegation coming, or several maybe, coming to the agriculture show as well.
We have a delegation. Well, we have delegations coming from the Bahamas, Montserrat, and Jamaica.
And we know that we also do send delegations off to, for instance, in Jamaica.
In the past, there used to be a huge contingency that used to go to the Florida show in Tampa, and Jamaica and Bermuda. So yeah, I mean we've gone abroad, and I know that the current minister is looking at other locations that he'd like to send a group over to. So the Denby show has always been a show that our farmers look forward to visiting.
Yes, yeah. And then Bermuda, they call theirs the exhibition, as well. I had the opportunity to attend that one. We have two callers. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Do you have a answer to our question?
Yes, I do.
Go right ahead.
It was the Watlers family from Lower Valley, and the brother's name was Mr. Charlie Watler, Mr. Keith Warren Watler. Any more Watlers you would like me to name?
If you want to name some more, go right ahead.
It was Mr. Melbourne and Mr. Stacy. Is that okay?
That's fine. Excellent. So if you will stay on the line, leave the details with Mr. Paul, and Miss Marjane will get on to you. I mean, I could tell you I could tell him the name now, but I won't. But leave the details with them.
Well, thank you very much, sir. That's a little bit of history and a little bit of, everything that came on.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
You too. Let's grab the next caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
She stole my ticket. I just had the answer, but I had to give it to her.
We'll take it.
She came in first.
Okay. Well, Miss Margin has committed to provide you with a ticket as well. And if you want to add any more to it, maybe where the pavilion is located, just for those John-a-come-latelys who may want to attend our agriculture show.
Yeah, it's on it's in Lower Valley on Agricola Road and Daniel Drive, I think it is. Enter it from two directions.
Okay. And will you be attending? Will you be an exhibitor, or you will be there just to enjoy the show and purchase some items?
No, I send him a wife.
You got to do more than that for Valentine's Day.
No, I was sending her and she gonna bring the stuff home for me for Valentine's. Her working things are a little different.
Okay,
All right.
okay. I think that's one of the some suggestions on one of the Radio Cayman's commercials.
It was, yes.
Actually. Okay, caller, I'll leave your details with Paul, and we'll ensure that you're contacted to get your ticket. Thank you very much as well.
All right, you all have a good day and keep up the good work, Mom.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, caller. So, Ms. Margin, we have about 3-4 minutes left in the show. I want to give you an opportunity for some wrap-up comments, any information that we may have missed or anything that needs repeating as far as the event is concerned.
What I would like to focus on for a few seconds is the theme for this year's show. I think everybody was expecting a love theme because of the agriculture show day falling on Valentine's Day. But while it might not be a love theme, it's a very important one. The theme for this year's show is food security is everybody's business. Food security is very near and dear to those of us that are in the agriculture field, and it is particularly important to our minister. And we have this ever-increasing concern about global food security and natural events happening. People think that it's the tsunamis and the hurricanes and the fires, off in the States and that kind of thing. But a cold front is a major event for our tiny little islands because we don't have ships coming into the port. So how do you get food? And food security is an assurance that the country has access to food through the efficient flow of food sources. So we are impacted by food security and the lack thereof, hence its importance to us. And food security also impacts the food prices. So people we don't pay things any mind, but until the price starts to go up. So that's why it's important that we pay attention to this. And there is a new policy coming on. It's the local food and nutrition security policy. And we encourage our farmers and our attendees to show support and be cognizant of this important issue. How much more time?
You go right ahead. One of the questions that I'm going to ask, talking about food security and talking about the Nor'west as well, have you received any feedback from any of the participants and the farmers in relation to them being affected? I know, for instance, I lost 2 plantain suckers that had already shoot, as well as I think it's about 3 or 4 bottler suckers as well. One of my papaya trees snapped off also. So have you received any feedback in relation to adverse effects from the...
I'm going to be completely honest. I'm sort of in the office up in Lower Valley at the pavilion, so I'm a bit removed trying to get everything sorted out and in place for Wednesday. But one of the farmers did say, I've been so busy with the show that I haven't had time to go and check, but I know that a couple of my plantain suckers were taken down and I've lost quite a number of bunches of plantains. So yes, more than likely our farmers did feel it. I'm hoping it wasn't too drastic for more reasons than one, because of course, I want to see these things on display next Wednesday. I heard someone say that on a little sidebar that, they had gotten this huge pumpkin. They wanted to bring it to the show, but it was 2 weeks away and it wasn't going to last. So I'm hoping that there's not too much damage out there and that we get to benefit from it by having stuff on display, having stuff that can be sold to our attendees next Wednesday.
Okay. And
moving on, yes. Just reminding people that there will be no dogs allowed on the compound, no handbag dogs, no tiny dogs, no leash dogs. It's only service animals. We want to ensure the safety of our attendees and of our animals. We don't want our animals stressed out. The Beautiful Baby Contest, the Agricultural Queen and Princess Contest. Just come out, support our local vendors. Bring your kids, have them enjoy, time in the kids zone. The stage, James has left us, but he gave us a rundown of our entertainers. There's Notch, there's Dan, there's Stuart Wilson. Mr. Gary himself will be on stage, and we have Dream Chasers, we have the National Dance Group. So we want to invite you all, and follow us. Go to Facebook, go to Instagram at Cayman Agriculture, and just keep track of everything, and be there early, but not too early. We want you all to come out and just stay safe on the roads, follow the arrows, follow the directions, use our park and ride. We will keep you posted on this, and come out and be in a... Not many people come out to Lower Valley and get to see how beautiful that grounds is. It's one of the most relaxing places. I make people laugh when I show them my security camera, and I show them that my camera gets triggered by chickens and agoutis, and they seem to have a morning game session. But it is so relaxing to come out there, and even during the week, if you're in the Bontown area and you want somewhere to stop and have lunch, stop by. It's very, very serene. You have your birds, you have your local wildlife, and we don't appreciate these.
That's so true.
So, stop by, and stop by definitely for the show, but stop by if you just want someplace quiet to think.
And we know that the purchasing of plants extremely important. Fruit trees, for instance, peppers are usually quite popular. Do you have any feel in terms of what the Department of Agriculture has done and what their stock is likely to look like?
I don't have numbers, but I get to talk to the agronomist quite a bit, because she and I have been working together with for preparing for the show. And yes, and I got to drive by and see them. And they've been working arduously at getting, the different stages of plants, because you can buy your seedlings or you can buy your full-grown pots. So they're getting ready, and they're going to start. Plants will soon start moving, and the ground is going to soon start filling up for Wednesday morning.
Okay, Ms. Marjane, I want to thank you very much. We know you still have lots of work to do, so we're going to let you go.
It's worth it.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks for making yourself available as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, I'm going to feed you a little bit more from the Tradewinds newspaper. I could ask you, who were some of the winners in the baby show in 1966, or I could ask you who some of the winners of the beauty contests were. I'll give you a hint. The last name of the winner was Arch. The first runner-up, the last name was Parsons. And the second runner-up, the last name was Marin. And if you stay tuned, I'll give you the first name after we return from this commercial break. So don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
The 5th annual Cayman Islands Agricultural Show is almost here. Listen in to Radio Cayman for live coverage of our beloved agriculture show starting from 9 a.m. Wednesday, February 14th. Proudly brought to you by Michael Webster from Cayman Insurance Center, UCCI, Cayman Airways, Chicken, and Vigoro Nursery.
For the Record with Orett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. I want to thank Miss Marjane and Mr. James Gary for being on the show talking about the upcoming agriculture show taking place on the 14th of February. I want to give a special shout out and a special thank you for all of those persons who have endured all of the challenges, financial and otherwise, to promote agriculture in the Cayman Islands. Those who have pushed back against the whole theory that the Cayman Islands is a rocker place and is not conducive to agriculture, we have proven otherwise. Want to thank those who are currently involved in agriculture. We see former premiers of the Cayman Islands now involved in agriculture. We see former members of parliaments and ministers, one in particular who had responsibility for infrastructure, including roads, who is now involved in agriculture. We have the children of persons who were involved in agriculture, still involved in it. We know, for instance, that the late Mr. Lawrence Thompson and his wife, they were involved in agriculture. Now we know that his son, Altie Thompson, also involved in agriculture. So I want to give a big shout out, like I said, to those who persevered over the years and those who still continue to do so today. You heard we mentioned Mr. Harvey Stevenson, Mr. Hamlin Stevenson as well, and of course Mr. Harvey has his farm and his shop up there. We have Mr. Roy Borden, who is now involved in cattle rearing as well. So many people. Some of them do it for the love of it, for the fact that it is therapeutic to a certain extent. I love to get out in my yard in the morning, and sometimes I hope that the neighbors don't think that I'm going crazy or something, because they probably say, well, every morning he comes out and he's looking up in that tree. Well, sometimes I'm looking to see if the pear tree started to blossom yet, or if the East Indian mango tree blossomed yet. And then when I do see those blossoms, I say a quiet prayer and thank the Lord for allowing them to blossom again another year as well. If you're not into any sort of backyard farming, and if you have the ability to do so, I encourage you, please do so. It is extremely rewarding in more ways than one. It can be financially rewarding to some, while it can be emotionally rewarding to others as well. I enjoy just giving things away. I enjoy that as well. And they always say, the more you give, the more you get. And I believe that our fruit trees exemplify that whole and support that theory and that theme, that the more you give, the more you get as well. So let's look at the agriculture show in 1966. And we had beauty contests that took place. So Miss Carol Arch, she was the winner. She's now Miss Carol Pardo. Miss Sharon Parsons, Sharon Parsons was the first runner-up, and Miss Eileen Marin, she was the second runner-up in 1965 as well. Now, the agriculture show at that time, and it was called the Agriculture Fair. It was held at the grounds of the secondary grammar school, and that took place on the 23rd of February, 1966 as well. Then, of course, there was a beauty contest. Then they had the baby contest as well. And those days, folks, for the baby show, it wasn't. We have a tendency now to see more baby girls participating in the show or being put in the show rather than male. But in those days, we had male participants, as well, and they had them in the various age groups. I think we have a caller, so let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes, good morning again, Mr. O'Connor.
Good morning again, sir.
Okay, well, I heard you mentioning that former premiers are also doing backyard farming.
No, I didn't say backyard farming.
Or
I think they're involved. He's involved in more full scale farming where he provides produce to local merchants as well.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping that whatever he's growing, I'm hoping that a lot of that is being given to people who aren't able to afford to pay for those things which are being grown by them. Because I know financially they should be okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We assume that.
Yes. Well, if you want to say that word, you can say that. And when it comes to the entrance fee to the agriculture show,
mm-hmm.
It's absolutely ridiculous for them to be charging children from the age of 2 years old $5 to 11 years old, from 2 to 11 years old, $5. That should be from 7 years old to 11 years old being charged $5, not $2. Whoever put that in place should be ashamed of themselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. So we also had a beautification campaign during our agriculture fair as well, and the various districts were recognized for their beautification efforts. In 1966, and there was a cup that was awarded. I forget, I saw somewhere the company that actually donated the cup, but so the cup for the highest points for the beautification campaign in 1966 was won by the District of Georgetown, and it was awarded in care of the Garden Club president, the Miss Corrine Thompson. For Georgetown, Mr. Bert Thompson of Crew Road received the first prize for beautification, and Mrs. Theo Borden, she received the second. For North Side, Mrs. Craddock Ebanks received the first prize, and Mr. Bertram Ebanks, second prize. East End, Miss Velia McLean, first prize. I hope I pronounced that right. Veila, Vila McLean. And Miss Venetia Watler of Gun Bay, second prize. Then there was a dog show that they had as well. Of course, you heard this agriculture show, other than care dogs, no dogs will be allowed. The other awards, Miss Beulah McLaughlin and Mr. Bertram Ebanks, they received prizes for parrots. Of course, parrots are a protected species now. They also have to be registered, so I'm not sure whether or not you will see any of those on this display. For the white pigeon, Mr. A.N. Borden received a prize. For the steer, Mr. Melbourne Watler of Lower Valley received the prize, as well as Mr. Ellsworth Watler. And for the bull, Mr. Ellsworth Watler. For the yam cake, Miss Ramona Ebanks of North Side. For the fanza cake, Miss Mary Solomon of a Halfway Pond. For the fruit cake, Miss Isabel Nixon, declaring interest there as well, family. For the pineapple upside down cake, Miss Essen Nixon received that. Oh, wow, Miss Kara, I hope you're listening, Reggie. Listening, 1966 for the upside down pineapple cake. Miss Essen Nixon received a reward, and for marmalade, Mr. A.L. Thompson received a reward as well. We have another commercial break to take, Paul? Yeah, we have to take a commercial break. We have a caller on hold. Caller, don't hang up. I just got a little bit overexcited there and ran a little bit too long, but we will take your call as soon as we return. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
At Doctor's Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctor's Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
This spring, say hello to Los Angeles. Explore foodie havens, local markets, art exhibitions, cultural shows, theater, you name it. Getting to LA is easy with 2 non-stop flights weekly aboard Cayman Airways. Midweek airfares are now on sale from just $410 CI round trip. Some conditions apply. Check out our socials for more inspiration and visit CaymanAirways.com to book. Sale ends February 14th. Now is the time to see LA your way.
For the Record with Orett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Just before we grab the call, I just want to give a big birthday shout out to Mr. Kern Owens, who's celebrating his birthday today. Kern Owens, he is a devout listener to Radio Cayman and For the Record as well, and sometimes he will share his comments either by calling in on the telephone or sending me WhatsApp messages as well. So, Kern, enjoy your very special day. Whatever you do, do it in moderation as well. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, morning, Ossie. How you doing?
I'm fine. Morning. How are you?
Yeah, okay, I'm good, man. I call in concern and concur with a caller said earlier on when it comes to the prices. If that's so, or from 2 upwards, that's not supposed to be so. I don't know if they're trying to make more profit, but that's not supposed. So all of my life ago in agriculture, I know it's like 5 years old and upwards or something like that. Then that whoever it is and anybody from the agriculture part of the organization hear me calling, they need to look into that and make sure they reverse that. That's not acceptable. 2-year-old, 2, 3, 4-year-old, that. But anyhow, on the other topic that he said about when it comes to the farming, I've been in farming a very long time, and let me tell you something, it's a lot of work into it, and I give away a lot. I used to sell, but some people don't realize what it costs for like fertilizer and water and all that there if you're not using groundwater. And for him to jump and say that giving, nothing wrong with giving. As you say, you giving, I giving. I know a lot of them other farmers give way. And the way he said about because of they have been politicians or whatever, that they got a lot of money. Nobody works hard to give away their money besides they just got a soft spot or they're just knowing that someone down on their luck and willing to do that. And anybody, the majority of them have did that over the years. And sometimes he have good points, but sometimes I think he comes on a little bit too on the bitter side or just in this demanding mentality. By the sweat of your brow, you shall eat. And if you don't work, you can't eat. I could understand you're sick or, you really not got it in that way. But not to just give away your hard on. And as you say, a lot of them are in this for profit. Some is for pleasure. And at the end of the day, teach is his own. And some of us do have the ability to decide who we give and who we not give. But I'm not giving no able-bodied person that can do the same thing that I do. I've wasted thousands of dollars on stuff, fertilizer and things over the years. And, my neighbors, they come over. I got like 3 back gates in my yard, and they come over and pick. But sometimes have conscience somebody else would like.
Yeah.
And I mean, if he really thinks that way, tell him go into farming, he'll understand when people in it for profit, when people in it for pleasure. So that's my take on that. You have a good day, OC.
Thank you very much, caller, for that as well. And I'm happy that you mentioned that because the former member of our parliament, I should say, well, there's a former member of parliament and there's a current member of parliament who are both involved in, that I know that are involved in agriculture. I believe that there are others as well. But I know one, for instance, a friend of mine went to get pumpkins from him, and that person drove to various persons and gave pumpkins away because it was given so many. I personally call and ask for a pumpkin, and the person brought 4 pumpkins for me, so shared them with family and friends as well. There are people out there who are quite generous, as you know. In Cayman, we have a history. When it came to food, we shared. We may have bartered, and traded, but that is the one thing that we have always been generous about is our food. And I can't see either of those or any former member of parliament not wanting to give and not giving stuff away. Caller, thank you very much. We're going to grab another caller before we close the show off. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. Paul.
Good morning, OC and Radio Cayman.
Good morning.
I'm Blake Hurston.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to the conversation. I just want to leave some people to think about. For me, there are 2 laborers I will never gripe about paying them for the labor. That's a farmer and a fisherman. These guys labor for what they get. So I mean, you know, I'm not saying that things can go wrong because it depends on who's handling it. But basically, the farmer and the fisherman labor a lot for what they bring to the table. And I don't have any problem paying them for their product.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, caller, for that as well. I'm just checking WhatsApp messages. Oh, I'm told by reliable, very reliable source that Miss Essie Nixon made the best pineapple upside down cakes in the Cayman Islands. I'm sure that there are people out there who have family members and they will probably contest that, but maybe one of these days we can have a pineapple upside down cake contest. That would be the thing, and I will be the only judge tasting everyone, because between pineapple upside down and carrot cake, those are my two favorites as well. So before we close off, let's look at the agriculture show in 1966 again, folks. You know me, I love to go back. Our route, Mr. Osborne Barnett and Miss Elsie Ebanks, Miss Elsie of Georgetown, they won for our route. For avocados, Mr. A.L. Thompson won. For bananas, Miss Rosedine Jackson of Savannah and Mr. A.L. Thompson. For beans, Mr. Nolan Smith of Northside. For cabbage, Mr. Oliver Coe of Georgetown and Bertram Ebanks. Just in case you don't know who Oliver Coe is, that was the man we used to call Pingy. Carrots, Mr. A.L. Thompson. For cassava, Mr. Bertram Ebanks. For Guinea corn, Mr. Osborne Barnett. I don't know if anyone does Guinea corn in Cayman anymore. For lemons, Miss Rosedine Jackson and Mr. Nolan Smith. For limes, Mr. Bertram Ebanks and Captain Theo received a special prize. For onions, Mr. A.L. Thompson. For oranges, A.L. Thompson, Rosedine Jackson. For papaws, we'll call it, Mr. Bertram Ebanks. For hot peppers, Mr. Bertram Ebanks. For sweet peppers, Mr. A.L. Thompson. For sweet potatoes, Mr. Nolan Smith and A.L. Thompson. For plantains, Mr. Bertram Ebanks. For shallot, Mr. A.L. Thompson and Bertram Ebanks. For tangerines, Bertram Ebanks. For tomatoes, Mr. A.L. Thompson. For yams, Mr. Bertram and George Ebanks of Northside. Mr. George Ebanks had a yam, 17-pound yam, and for yam peas, YAMPIES, yam pie, or yam pies, that would be, I believe, Mr. Bertram Ebanks and George Ebanks. Then we had straw works. For waste basket, first place, Miss Florence Tatum. For the fancy basket, first place, Miss Mary Christian. And second place, Miss Florence Tatum. For plain basket, Miss Florence Tatum. For hats, Miss Mara Christian and Miss Florence Tatum. And they seem to have dominated the things in relation to straw work. For horticulture, roses, first place was Miss Sheila Watler. For geraniums, it was Miss Ina Coe. For chrysanthemums, it was Miss Ina Watler. For begonias, it was Miss Ina Watler. For African violets, it was Miss Ardith Smith. For bridal bouquets, it was Miss Ardith Smith. And for corsages, it was Miss Ardith Smith as well. Agriculture show. And of course, there's a photograph there of the winners of the beauty contest. Miss Carol Arch, second place, Miss Sharon Parsons, and Miss Eileen Ebanks, sorry. Eileen Merrin, second runner-up. First runner-up, Sharon Parsons. Winner, Miss Carol Arch as well. Folks, I enjoyed this morning. Hope you did as well. Encourage you, if you have the time and the opportunity, please go to the agriculture show. If you have things to display, get out there and display them. Show them what we can produce here in the Cayman Islands to try to help to make ourselves more sufficient as far as food is concerned as well. I hope you all have a great weekend. I welcome you to join Sterling Dwayne Banks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord, please, please, please bless these 3 beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And now, Barbados. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network.
Radio station. Radio Cayman is the voice of the Cayman Islands.